Okay, so now we're going to be going into the state of battery charging and replacing the battery. From 2000 to 2006, they were using lead acid batteries. From 2007 to 2013, it was your choice of AGM or lead acid. The car came with AGM. You can drop it down to lead acid, but you do need to go into the scanner, into the computer, into the ECU, and change that. If you don't ever change it, it will actually charge the vehicle differently. I put a 70 amp hour in lead acid battery and it has been fine. And so now what I'm going to be showing is how to change that. I have already placed the battery, but I'm going to show you just how to get to there. So if you go into special functions and then go into voltage supply, I think it is, yep, and then battery, let's take a look at that, and then evaluating battery state of charge, and then management, I'm going to go to there. Okay. Okay, so advanced power with the IBMS determines the battery state of charge. When at rest, this takes place by measuring the open circuit. When driving, it takes place by balancing the charge and the discharge of the battery. The status of the battery the last 5 days and store the time spent with the range and store in a charge status histogram. The state of charge can be determined correctly if the rest phase is not long enough. If there's anyways, okay, so we're going to continue. Okay, so currently this is not actually the miles, this is in kilometers. So I switched it from the 90 AGM to the lead acid of the 70 amp hours. And then we're going to go to state of charge for the last 5 days. Let's take a look. Battery cannot be determined based on, okay, this should pop up. Okay, so with this battery, for some reason, BMW has their inklings that the battery should be charged at about 70%, which is actually not good for lead acid batteries. AGMs, I'm actually not sure yet. I have to look that up. But this is basically what it looks like, and this is the okay for it. And it's supposed to make the battery last longer. Instead of replacing it, like in the northern climates, would be 4 years. It says it doesn't need to be replaced for 7 years. And if you're in the southern states in the US, it's usually you replace your battery every 2 years because of the heat. The battery just can't handle the heat in the southern climates in the US. So got that kind of going there. And then let's take a look at F2. So basically charging status histogram time with in state of charge in range. So we've got these numbers from 0, 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80%, and 80 to 100%. Both ranges above 60% state of charge should have the highest values. The battery in vehicles with intelligent generator control is not fully charged, so it can absorb energy during the overrun phase. The maximum value in range is this number. The charge status histogram is reset in the following cases. Programming DME, DDE. DME is the main computer for the car. And then registered battery exchange, which I have done when I got the battery for that. Okay. And then there is a spot. Okay, so this is basically telling us what the battery is and what it's set up for. Registered in the DME, which is 70 amp hours for the DME. And then it was replaced about 1,500 miles ago, which is pretty recent, if you ask me. But so now this is kilometers, so we're at actually about 3,000 kilometers, which is about half of that. Okay. So I think if we go back, okay, so now this is where you register the battery replacement. Although I have done this, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show you how this works. So battery change, let's see here. It's going to prompt you. Okay. So the current battery is showing 70 amp hours. This is vehicle order. I don't know what that means. Okay. So now this is actually where you would go in your prompts and change the battery. Now, 70 amp hour battery, that means that it is a lead acid battery, lead acid battery, lead acid battery, lead acid battery. Then you got the AGM battery, AGM of 70 amp hours, 90 amp hours of AGM battery, and the 105 amp hours of the AGM battery. So this is where you would change your registry for the battery exchange for retrofit. Now, if we go back, I think this shows the history. Let's see here. Display battery history. There we go. Okay, actually, okay. So last battery exchange, second battery exchange, and then third battery exchange, and then fourth battery exchange. So this does show the history, but I was just making sure that this was done correctly because, you know, first time, all the time, right? So anyways, so this would show you the history of the battery exchanges, and this is saved inside of the DME or the ECU inside the car for the computer. So, okay. So let's end this. And you're not going to exchange. And then we did evaluate the battery charge. So the other problems that come into play is in the wintertime. In the northern climates, if your battery is at like 70% and it's like negative 15 degrees, do not turn on your heated seats. Do not turn on your heated steering wheel. Those will suck your battery down so far. I mean, if you do, that's fine, not a problem. Just make sure you have a battery charger that charges the battery overnight. And like I showed before, you want to charge it underneath the hood of the vehicle. This, my understanding, happens to all BMWs. Now, from 2014 and newer, which would be 2020, you know, that direction, they have improved the charging statuses, but I'm not sure by how much for that. So anyways, but all right, I think that's about all I really need to know. I think for battery charging histories, replacing the battery from AGM to lead acid. But after 2014, you won't be able to do that. It's always going to be AGM battery. And it actually probably makes it easier too, because you don't have to go through all this nonsense that goes on with this. So, all right, this is X5 2009 3.0 with not turbo N52 motor. And we'll go from there. Have a good day.